Let your spirit soar. This is the podcast you can't ignore. It's the badass broadcast. Feel the flame breaking the rules, rewriting the game.
Welcome back to the Badass Broadcast, where we don't just talk about self-love, we live it, breathe it, and embody it unapologetically. I'm your host, the Queen Lady T, and today we are diving deep into the wild world of modern love. Yep, we are talking situationships, soulmates, and self-respect. Because in a world full of ghosting, breadcrumbs, and mixed signals, the one thing you should never lose is yourself. So grab your favorite drink, your journal, or whatever makes you feel like the badass that you are, because we're about to get real.
This is your anthem, your power unleashed, a movement of love, a force of peace.
Let's start with situationships. You know the vibe. It's not a relationship, but it's not a relationship. It's the texting every day, maybe some late night hangouts, some deep conversation, but no labels, no clarity, and definitely no commitment. See, situations thrive on mixed signals, and mixed signals create confusion. And the problem isn't wanting connection, it's settling for uncertainty. You deserve clarity, consistency, and communication. If someone makes you feel like you're too much for wanting those things, then they are simply not enough for you. But let's be real, because not all situationships are bad. Not all situationships are created equally. There are times when they work. Ask me how I know. All right, so here's a few green flags that your situationship is a beautiful thing. You're both emotionally available and you enjoy the connection without the pressure. It's a mutual decision and both of you communicate openly about the expectations. No one is left wondering, what are we? Because you both already know. But we got to talk about those red flags. When a situationship is just a slow burning heartbreak, you feel like you're always waiting for the next text, for plans, for something more, or they act like a partner but refuse to call themselves one, or your needs for clarity or commitment are dismissed as too much. It's like, you doing too much. Why you acting like that? You tripping. You feel anxious, uncertain, or like you're auditioning for a role in their lives. Those are all signs that you are settling. Those are red flags. You're obviously not happy, and it's obviously not going the way you want it to, and it's obviously a one-sided thing. That is definitely not the situationship that anyone should be going for, because it's going to lead to heartbreak. Because here's the truth. If it feels like a relationship, but it lacks the security of one, it's a situationship. And if you're constantly questioning where you stand, there's your answer. You deserve to be with someone who is sure about you. Now, let's move on to a topic I rather like. Let's talk about soulmates, because we're about to bust a myth wide open real quick about soulmates. A soulmate isn't always the person you marry. Sometimes they are the person who cracks you open, shakes your world, and teaches you the hardest lessons. Not every soulmate is here to stay. Some are here to shift you. And if you haven't got the gist of it yet, you don't have just one soulmate. So your soulmate, no, your soulmate is not like the one. Your soulmate isn't the one who completes you. You are already whole. A soulmate should complement your life, not be the missing piece. So stop searching for the one and start becoming the one for yourself. That's where the real magic happens. So, what exactly is a soulmate? A soulmate is someone who reflects back to you the deepest parts of yourself, your strength, your wounds, your growth edges. They ignite something in you that no one else can. Some soulmates come in the form of deep friendships, some as intense lovers, and others as the one who walk away but leaves behind lessons that change you forever. And just to break down a few different kinds of soulmates. So first, let's just get this one out the way. There's the twin flame. And this is one of those things, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you probably won't even believe it. I didn't believe it myself until it smacked me dead in the face. So you have twin flames, and these are the ones who feel like fire and chaos. They push you to evolve, but sometimes it's just too intense to sustain. Like, the intensity is insane. Fire and chaos is like the perfect description for twin flames. You have karmic soulmates, and these are the ones who trigger deep healing and often come with painful endings, but major transformation. And then you have life partner soulmates, and these are the ones who feel like home. They're steady and grounding, and these are meant to walk with you long term. Here's the kicker: your greatest soulmate should always be yourself. The deeper you fall in love with your own soul, the stronger and healthier the connections you attract will be. Stop searching for the one and start becoming the one for yourself first. I had to learn to love myself unconditionally first, to build a relationship with myself that was so strong, so deeply rooted in self-respect and joy, that I no longer needed anyone to complete me. And do you know what happened? It blew my mind because I never saw it coming. I never expected that I would attract my soul family. Like, these are my people, my soul tribe. And what I mean by that is like soulmates just like popping up everywhere. And I say everywhere, but it's actually only a select few. But these are my people. And these are people who love me with no conditions, no expectations, just pure connection. I even met a twin flame along the way. Not so much met, I actually been knowing my twin flame. I just didn't know we were twin flames. But the knowing helped us move along the fire and chaos. I didn't see that train wreck coming at all. But hey, we came, we saw, we conquered. And I have to say, my twin flame is my best friend and will always be my best friend. So, we blew through the fire and the chaos. But it's just that, believe me when I say I'm single by choice. And that's a story for another episode. But let's be clear. I have some of the most amazing people in my life. I really do. And our love has nothing to do with romance or marriage or finding the one. It's about sharing energy with people who truly see you, who honor you, who uplift you. That is the real soulmate experience. And it is the most amazing and beautiful thing you can ever experience. But it starts with you. It starts with you. Now let's get to the core of it all. Self-respect. You can't expect someone to treat you better than you treat yourself. Your boundaries are the blueprint for how others show up for you in your life. Just think about it. When you don't respect your own time, energy, or emotions, why would anyone else? If you let people come and go as they please, they will. If you tolerate breadcrumbs is all you're going to get. If you keep making excuses for someone's inconsistency, you're teaching them that your needs are optional. So let's break it down. Your boundaries set the standard. These are not walls to keep love out. They're filters to keep the wrong kind of love from draining the life out of you. Saying no isn't mean. It's necessary. Every time you say yes to something that feels wrong, yes to something that you're not in agreement with, every time you say yes to something that irritates you in any kind of way, you're just saying no to yourself. Stop selling yourself short. People who respect you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't, they will test them, push them, or walk away when they can't manipulate you anymore. And that's a good thing. That is a great thing. Let them walk. But now let's talk about what happens when you don't have boundaries. You end up resentful. And we all see this all the time. You might even see it with yourself. You get irritated at everybody and you're ready to shut everybody out because you feel like you give, and when you need something, nobody's there. You always feel like you're giving more than you receive. You feel exhausted and you wonder why people don't appreciate you. You feel like everybody's the same. You feel like you're this really nice person that nobody appreciates, and having a big heart only gets you hurt and all those things. That is resentment because you need stronger boundaries. You might feel emotionally drained from pouring into connections that don't pour back into you. You sitting here using everything in your cup to water this friendship or this situationship or whatever it may be, and you sitting here with an empty cup and you look around and it's like, anybody want to give me a little bit of something? And there's nothing. So you're sitting there emotionally drained with an empty cup because you wanted to pour into everybody else instead of putting up boundaries. You might even feel confused, stuck in cycles of hot and cold behavior, questioning your worth because someone else won't give you clarity. That imposter syndrome seeps in, and now you're wondering like, oh, why am I not good enough? Why do people always treat me like this? Why do I keep attracting people who do me the same way? Like, I'm just going to say to myself because, every time I open my heart, this is what happens. Boundaries. Because here's the truth. The way you love yourself teaches others how to love you. When you raise your standards, the right people will rise to meet them. And the ones who don't, they exit stage left. And what a blessing that is. What a blessing that is. Let them exit. Show them the door. Okay, so are you ready for your badass action step for today? We are going to write a self-respect manifesto. This isn't a cute list of affirmations. This is a declaration to the universe of what you will no longer tolerate and what you fully claim. So, for example, I will no longer shrink to fit into spaces that aren't designed for my growth. I choose clarity over confusion, respect over attention, and love that feels like freedom, not a cage. See, short, simple, to the point. So you're going to write your manifesto. And remember, this is a declaration to the universe, because what you put out, that's what you get back. So this is your declaration to the universe of what you will no longer tolerate and what you fully claim. You're going to write it, read it out loud, feel it, let it rewire your soul. Hang it on your mirror, put it in your phone, whatever you need to do so that it can rewrite your soul and you can really feel it. And now, before we come to a close, let's seal this episode with a powerful affirmation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in through the nose, release through the mouth, and repeat after me. I am whole, complete, and worthy of love that honors my soul. I release confusion and claim clarity. I choose myself first, always. My heart is sacred, my energy is gold, and I deserve nothing less than extraordinary love. Breathe it in. Let it settle. Feel it in your bones. Well, that's a wrap, love bugs, on situationships, soulmates, and self-respect. If this episode spoke to your soul, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe, leave a review, and join me next week for another unapologetic dose of badassery. Until then, remember, you are an unstoppable badass, worthy of everything your heart desires. Let's get it.
Free. This is the sound of your destiny. It's the Badass Broadcast.
Want to keep this momentum going? Here's how you can take it to the next level. Rise and thrive with my brand new Facebook community, Elevated Soul Tribe. The name has changed, the mission remains. This is your unlimited space for soulful self-love, mindset mastery, and badass transformation. Book your free badass breakthrough session, and together, let's tackle what's been holding you back. If you're loving this badass energy, consider making a donation to help keep these empowering episodes coming. Subscribe, rate, and share this broadcast with someone who needs a spark of badassery in their life. All right, love bug. I'll catch you in the next episode of the Badass Broadcast.